Hello, welcome back to Budget Bootcamp. I'm Lizanne Lightfoot, the Director of Marketing and Content here at GoVA. And today we are talking about how to get started with budgeting. Yesterday you heard some really great advice about why military families need to build a budget. And we talked about The Edge, which is a free tool to support military families in making their first budget. So today we're going to dive a little bit deeper into how to get started. Yes, you're going to see some information about The Edge. You're going to be able to watch a video on how to sign up right away for free and get your hands into some of those free tools. You'll see an article posted today about encouraging you to get started with your budgeting and doing some spring cleaning on your budget. But I also want to provide some encouragement for those who find budgeting to be either intimidating or stressful or overwhelming. Remember, we are here to support you. GoVA is all about empowering military families to make strong financial choices. And so if budgeting is something that is new or difficult for you, you're definitely not alone in that feeling. And if you are like many Americans who are dragging their feet and not eager to set up a budget for the new year, that's okay. That's why you're here, and that's why we are here for you. So you may know that I also happen to be a published author in the military community. And in my book, Open When: Letters of Encouragement for Military Spouses, I talk about a variety of topics that people face throughout their military journey. Yes, the book is written for military spouses, but the topics are just as relevant for the service member, especially when it comes to the topic of budgeting. And I have a letter in this book that is called Open When You Need a Budget. Because in doing the research, I realized that many military families are new to the concept of budgeting. They are combining a household for the first time with the service member and the spouse. And often the spouse is uprooted. They're moving away from their family, away from what's familiar to them, and sometimes away from a profitable job to follow the service member into military life. So military life is full of many twists and turns and surprises, and those can all upset the family budget. And if you find yourself experiencing another setback, not sure how to get started in the new year, and not sure how to manage your household budget, then the letter in this book is for you. So this is from the book Open When, and it's the letter called Open When You Need a Budget. Dear Money Cruncher, managing money is a struggle for many couples, and military couples are not exempt. Maybe your life has changed a lot recently. When you got married, you probably each had your own income and your own methods of managing money. But now you are learning to combine your income and manage your money together. For many couples, this is not a smooth transition. Financial discussions can feel like a bumpy road filled with potholes and sharp turns. How can you predict what will be waiting around the next bend? And how can you be sure that you and your service member are both steering in the same direction? Is money management uncharted territory for you? You may have had to leave a job when you moved to join your service member. Or maybe you have a job, but your income is less than your spouse's. You may be uncomfortable if for one reason or another you are contributing less to the family finances than you would like. Each person in a couple has a right to voice their financial ideas and opinions. Even if you and your spouse don't earn the same amount financially, you should still work together to create a budget and agree on spending and saving. You both contribute to your family in different ways. And a family income is for the entire family, even if that's just the two of you right now. Plan for the possibility that it may include others in the future. If you've not created a budget before, there are many financial resources you can use to help you find a spending plan and to balance what you make with what you spend and save. And you'll hear more about those resources later today through The Edge. Having a plan will help you and your spouse get on the same page about your financial goals and how to manage your money. For some couples, it isn't the income that's a struggle, but the management of it. Who will pay the bills? How will you spend your money? Usually one person is more interested in money management than the other. One may be more attuned to saving money and investing for retirement or a college fund. When a big spender marries a penny pincher, there are bound to be arguments about money. And if you are one of those, You probably wish your service member could be more like you sometimes. The good news is that you can use your differences to create balance in your finances. Sometimes you do need to spend, and sometimes you need to save. The hard work is agreeing on the details of how and when spending and saving should happen. Creating a household budget is a useful way to discuss finances and get on the same page about money. Budgeting helps you see the money coming in and flowing out of your accounts. It's both a snapshot of where you are right now, as well as a schedule for where you want to be next year, next month, or even 10 years from now, or even at retirement. A balanced budget should include both a savings and a spending plan. You need to figure out how much you need to spend, how much you can save, and what you should invest for the future. Creating a budget can feel intimidating, especially if the military keeps creating change in your life. Moves and deployments can increase spending and can cause confusion in your budget. Moving almost always involves out-of-pocket expenses. Even if the military is paying for your movers and your travel, you may still need to buy a vehicle or ship a vehicle, put down a security deposit for an apartment. Those are all expenses the military does not cover. Big ticket items that come with a move can throw off your usual spending plan for months afterwards. Military families, knowing the next move is always coming, are wise to set aside money for the upfront expenses that each move requires. Deployments can also affect budgeting. Sometimes the service member earns more during a deployment, for example, if they are in a combat zone and they earn hazardous duty pay. But sometimes the service member has little access to the internet and few opportunities to spend money. Whereas in other locations, they may have more time and opportunity to travel, and they could up spending more money while deployed than they usually would if they were home. Another consideration is who will take care of paying the bills in your family or partnership. In case of deployment, that may change from time to time. If your service member is usually the money manager, you may need to take over that duty during deployment. So be sure you both have full access to your bank accounts and bills. Understand that a budget is not designed to be set in stone forever, because your finances may change dramatically with military life, events, or if you add children to your family. You and your service member should discuss and reevaluate your household budget periodically. Anytime you're expecting a big change, it's good to have a check-in conversation about the budget. Like any facet of your relationship, your financial situation needs to be discussed and nurtured regularly. Consider your budget a project where you can both learn and make adjustments. If you're experiencing conflict on this topic, the Family Center at your military installation may have free budgeting classes or guidance for you. The way you save and spend as individuals is not just an individual decision. It affects you as a couple and as a family. Running up credit card debt or overspending from a joint account will reflect on both of you with bad credit and difficult financial situations. Likewise, sound planning and saving will benefit both of you in the long run. Think of your budget as a puzzle to solve or a treasure hunt where you're trying to find all the hidden drains on your bank account and ways to keep more money in the bank. Work together to compromise and find a reasonable plan that works for both of you. Planning a budget is something you can do to benefit each other and build your life together. Work together and let your marriage benefit from budget conversations. You and your spouse both have so much to gain when you plan your finances together. So for those of you who needed a little bit of extra encouragement on getting started with your household budget, I hope that you found that letter inspiring. It came from the book Open When: Letters of Encouragement for Military Spouses, which I wrote to support our military community in the various ups and downs of military life. It talked about all the ways that you need to start talking about your finances with your service member or with your spouse. And you will find many tools to help you on that budgeting journey to get the financial conversations begun on our free platform, The Edge, where you can get free access to hundreds of financial articles, videos, and interactive tools. So we hope that you will join The Edge and check it out today. And as a special treat for those who have been attending our budget boot camp, I want to send one autographed copy of this book, Open When, to someone who is participating in budget boot camp and interacting and asking questions today. It has numerous letters that cover the entire military journey, from the time that you first meet your service member, begin dating, or they go to basic training, all the way through until someone is leaving the military or planning for retirement. So I'd love to send an autographed copy of my book, Open When, to someone who is actively participating in our budget boot camp today. Go ahead and drop your questions below this video, and I will randomly select a commenter to receive an autographed copy. Thanks so much. Please check out the rest of the resources on the Budget Bootcamp today and come back the rest of the week to see the additional resources and conversations that we have in store for you. Thanks so much. I've been Lizanne Lightfoot, the Director of Marketing and Content at GoVA.